Fair warning, sorry if I sound a little funny in this video. I bit the crap out of my tongue last night while I was eating, and because of that, it kind of hurts occasionally when I speak. You might hear me kind of, I don't know, speak a little funny because of that. Should be fine in a day or two, my bad. But regardless, Sneako, the cuties lover, the red pill cuckboy, the man who followed Andrew Tate everywhere he would go with his nose right up Tate's asshole. Not quite as much as Aiden Ross, the literal chair sniffer, the ultimate brown noser. The man Sneako was very shameless a few years back when Andrew Tate got big, before Andrew Tate got investigated by the Romanian government for sex trafficking children, of course. Sneako was huge, and despite the fact that he had become famous for a time for talking about how Cuties was his favorite movie, if you don't know what Cuties is, then just drop it, don't think about it, don't Google it, and just move on with your life. I promise you, you're better off that way. Don't take it from don't take not knowing what Cuties is away from yourself by looking into it. Just don't. Just take my word for it. You don't want to know. But Sneako loves that movie. He loves it. He made a video about it. It was a big drama at the time. And despite that, he ended up getting huge in the right-wing Red Pill sphere when the Red Pill was the dominating political side online a couple years back. Ever since, though, the Red Pill has been slowly but surely dying off. No doubt because many of their most prominent members and a lot of their community were teenagers, young men who were still pretty early in life, still pretty inexperienced when it came to relationships and dating, and had no understanding or idea of how these things really work. So when they heard grifters like Sneako and Andrew Tate tell them, this is how things really are, they had no choice but to believe it. They didn't have enough life experience to be able to contradict it. But the older you get, and the more life experience you get, the harder it is to hear what someone like Sneako or Andrew Tate says about women and dating and all that kind of stuff and believe it. Hell, even just having a lot of friends who are in relationships and realizing how many of them end up dating outside of their league, despite maybe they're not super good-looking guys, maybe they have a really pretty girlfriend. That's more common than you expect. It goes to show, just with real-life experience, even a couple years of it, the whole world manufactured by incels, the perception they want their young male audience to see, is just a fantasy. It's made up. One of my favorite memes, as crude as it is completely accurate. Let me see if I can find it. Here it is. Now, I know this meme is a bit crude, but you tell me it's incorrect. I'm sorry, Chad, but this is real life. The fat retard gets the girl. It's kinda true, though! It's kinda true! It's kinda true, okay? Like, the incel perception of the world, of this, like, dating marketplace of ideas or whatever the fuck they call it, is nonsense. It's a fantasy. The idea that all the women are only congregating around, like, these top 2% of attractiveness males is a fucking joke. In real life, you will find more often than not that the last dude that you would look at and assume gets a lot of play, you might find out that guy gets more play than anyone you know. Frankly, the guys who don't have the looks that imply they get play tend to have spent a lifetime cultivating a personality that makes up for it and even surpasses what their looks could have gotten for them. More often than not, guys that aren't even that crazy good-looking have been forced to develop such a personality and so much riz that they end up getting more play than good-looking guys. Because good-looking guys are so used to being able to be a little shy, not super on the approach and whatnot. But a lot of dudes who didn't grow up looking super nice, they've adapted. They've made up for it with their personalities, and those personalities can end up getting them some partners really outside of their league, quote-unquote. And so, I think it's been never more obvious than now that the Red Pill is dead. And what should really speak volumes about this fact is that even Sneako is admitting this. He put out a video that's gone a little bit viral. I've had many people recommend that I cover this video, called The Red Pill is Dead. I have not seen it yet. We are going in blind, but I am really curious to see what this ends up being about, because I have not seen Sneako or heard what he has to say in a while. The last thing I heard him say was that he liked cuties, frankly. But let's hop right into it. Let's see what Sneako has to say. And of course, if you end up enjoying this video, leave a like and a comment down below. I would love if we could get 500 likes on this video within like a day, maybe. That would go crazy. Let me know you guys like this video and want more coverage of this topic. And of course, don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more from me. Maybe even hype the video as well. But let's get right into it.
What the fuck is it? Doing a song? You seen that before? A city bike doing a track. City bike freestyling. How do you do that? How you got the bike freestyling?
Oh, it's just for me to like to see it from far.
They got the beatbox city bike. Is that? Oh, what? Oh shit. That'd be kind of hard. I'll admit it. I'll admit it. She ain't
One day, we're gonna find out who watches this content. One day, we're gonna find out who on the internet wakes up, has their breakfast, takes a shower, puts on their clothes, and thinks, you know what I want to do today? I want to watch a few hours of Sneako content before work. Or school, or whatever it may be. I need to know who lives their life and thinks that thought. Probably a lot of literal children. That's true.
what you need. I just everything that happened in my life. You can have it when I'm finished. Shit, hot up in the six right now. Shit, hot up in the six, boy.
Oh my god, it's Sneako.
Come see us and get it fixed, boy.
God damn. That's why America needs bike lanes. That right there. This is New York, right? Get on it, Mondani. We need bike lanes and bus lanes and all the lanes. He knows. He's working on it.
Hey, Sneako?
What's up?
Nice to meet you.
I had to lock in for 2 minutes straight.
Oh, you good? Sorry, as soon as I saw that.
Let me know it's gonna drop tonight. Tell me if that looks cool.
Okay, sounds good.
We're gonna take one of the video. I'm gonna post this tonight because I upload every day. I'll take the picture.
Daily vlog pic.
Oh, Stevie Shane, what the fuck?
What up?
Blue, I like duo with the Rebranding.
Alright, I don't care about this, like, vlog type deal. He always does this, where, like, his videos that are about a topic always start with a vlog. Okay, I think here's where he's actually talking about something.
Fuck this nigga. Red jacket supremacy.
Red jacket supremacy. Oh shit.
The return of YouTube has already been successful, and I see people talk about the interactions with the liberals of New York who are really upset about the red pill.
Why would he say red jacket supremacy when he's wearing a black and white jacket? Is he gay?
Era. And they don't know that I pretty much slayed the godfather of it in a debate 2 years ago when the red pill was saying you need to get a vasectomy in order to be a high-value man so you could avoid women and not have children.
Gets douche nozzles like yourself to fucking have this conversation in the first place.
How old are you, bro? 2 years ago, I said, this is really stupid, and I denounce all of this. Regardless, I do have the perception from a lot of people that I'm red pill manosphere. And people say, instead of asking people to describe exactly what you said, just apologize. You said inflammatory things. You were controversial. You were upsetting. And I want to take this opportunity to apologize to absolutely nobody. I understand why people have that sentiment, but at the same time,
Is Sneako, like, falling off, or is he still relevant? Yeah, this video only has, like, 134k views in 2 days, which isn't nothing, don't get me wrong, but, like, can he really say his return to YouTube has been a massive success? I mean, he's kind of coping right now. Like, compared to the Red Pill era, he's fallen off hard. What is this camera angle? Listen, one of the things that I actually can't fault Sneako for is production value. Like, most people in Sneako's position would have just made a video talking in front of a wall in their house. Sneako went out and filmed a vlog, then set up the camera in a public spot here, found like a quiet spot, got like a cool wide shot security angle view, and then set up a lapel mic so we could still hear him. And now we get this, like, somewhat unique way of presenting the video, which I kind of respect. Like, say what you want about Sneako, and you can say a lot, the one thing I will give him is that this is creative. As a content creator, I will tell you a lot of creators wouldn't put in the effort, for whatever reason he decided to do something different in this way. He's always had really nice production value. That was, like, his original thing, was he used to make, like, surprisingly deep, insightful, high production value type vlog sort of philosophy videos, and then he switched up to being a Andrew Tate clout chaser. So now it feels like he's trying to pivot back to what he did before the Red Pill, which was this highly edited, sort of effort post content. Yeah, Sneako is secretly smart. Being dumb is his character he plays for a dumb audience. He's a lot like Trump in that way. Well, actually, he's smarter. Like, Sneako is actually a smart guy, and if you look into his education, that'll tell you everything you need to know. Like, yeah, he is a lot smarter than he lets on, and that is part of his brand. He wants people to think of him as the dumb guy, not the smart guy who's smart enough to pretend to be dumb.
I think people on the left who are upset need to have more empathy for the people who got so sick of all the nonsense that they fell for and that they pushed for the past 10 years. They were wrong about so many things. Starting from the Me Too movement to the aggressive lockdowns, cancel culture, all this went way too far. The fact that some people like me were able to swing the pendulum in the other direction by admittedly being inflammatory and provocative, that needs to be understood a little more. That being said, it was.
Well, I won't deny that the Red Pill played a big part in bringing our culture a lot more right-wing. Let's not pretend it was the internet that made people elect Trump as hard as they did during the last election. The biggest wedge issue of the entire election was immigration. Most Americans pretty heavily favored the mass deportations during the election. Nowadays, the opinion has soured quite substantially.
Provocative. A lot of it was angry. That did change the perception that many people have. But I'm not going to apologize because the nature of admitting and taking accountability and the humiliation ritual that creators have to go to because the viewers feel like they own you. People are sick of the influencer routine. Saying something that hurts people or whatever, the apology with the violin, the tears, the I'm sorry period YouTube video where they're looking directly into the camera, pressing the record button. It doesn't mean anything anymore. Instead of words apology, let's understand that people are human and there's nuances in everything. You don't own me, and I don't own you.
Keep in mind, by the way, Sneako has been so immensely embarrassed. A lot of this is him coping. Keep in mind, this is a guy who's been so embarrassed by the internet at this point. I think he knows he's on his way out, and his only real path to internet redemption is by becoming the exact opposite, very virtue signally, by the way, becoming the opposite of what he is criticized for being, which is a cringy, stupid, red pillar Andrew Tate dick rider who has no original opinions, is immensely audience captured, and is motivated primarily by a hatred of women, or at least of some minority group. I think he wants to try and give off the idea that he's much more sincere and a lot less grifty. Because, like, let's be honest. I mean, you look at his channel, it's not doing like it was during the Red Pill era. If the Red Pill's dead, and he's right about that, then you become anti-Red Pill. I don't think he's doing it genuinely, though.
Oh shit, this Sneako.
Hey, where you from?
New York.
What's the most uncomfortable thing in your mind right now?
I'm homeless right now, but I ain't doing bad, you know what I'm saying?
You're homeless with the iced out Cartier watch?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard in New York when you don't have no paperwork.
Wait, can I see this watch?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why don't you sell that and pay some rent?
I have money. Not the problem. I don't have paperwork.
Oh, you're legal?
No, I'm legal. I just don't have a job. But yo, you're a fucking dog for going against.
Yeah, you have to have, like, in a lot of cities, this is a really frustrating thing about moving to a big city for a lot of people, is that a lot of places you want to rent want confirmation of employment in the city. And to start working there, you need to have a place to stay in the city. But to have a place to stay in the city, you have to work somewhere in the city. But to have a place to work in the city, you have to be staying somewhere in the city. And so yeah, living in a big city, really frustrating, because they kind of set it up to be a infinite cycle of, well, you got to do the thing, but you have to do this first, 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 but you have to do this first. It is difficult.
What's his name? The UFC fighter? Bro, you're a dog. You're a dog. You're a dog. You ate that shit. You literally ate that shit.
Imagine being a UFC champion who's 70 pounds heavier.
Right?
Yeah.
Fuck that guy,
and
bro.
You can't knock out a streamer?
No, right.
I would
That's
retire.
So crazy.
All right, personally.
For those that don't know, Sneako got his ass beat, and he's saying, I didn't get knocked out. Imagine not being able to knock me out. Wow. Man, I got my ass beat, but he couldn't knock me out. I didn't get KO'd. What a loser that he couldn't KO me. This is like saying, wow, man, you gut stabbed me in that alley 15 times and left me bleeding, but I survived after 12 hours of intense surgery at the hospital. You totally fucking lost that fight, buddy. Okay.
Oh, I like it in front of the DHL.
Hi. Where you guys from? Where are you from? One second.
Hi. Picture, hold on, you're in the street. You're gonna get hit.
We're gonna do Soho.
I like how these women recognized him, and then as he started approaching, a couple of them started backing up.
Here.
You guys have Sex in the City jackets.
Yeah.
All five of you, yeah. We about to have a martini after this at a Cosmopolitan.
Bar.
Do they recognize him?
Thank you. You too. Can we get a photo?
Yeah, sure.
Wait, do you mind?
See ya.
Clearly they do.
Thank you so much.
3, 2, 1. All right,
Real
nice.
quick, you guys.
Damn, there are women who are Sneako fans. There are actually women out there that are fans of Sneako. This is actually something that a lot of the left doesn't realize, like how few women are in favor of feminism, especially like just nowadays, oddly enough. And not just how few women are in favor of feminism, but how many women are down to launder the reputations and make excuses for, like, the worst dudes on the planet. You know one thing that will always stick with me? Like, I will never forget this, is how many women refuse to cancel Chris Brown. I'll never forget, alright? That shit red-pilled me, low-key, when I was a teenager, okay? Was how many people didn't want to... Frankly, so many people did not want to cancel Chris Brown. But the fact that so many women saw what happened to Rihanna, they saw how badly she'd been beaten, and didn't cancel him, and they still refused to, that shit has, like, doomer-pilled me about that kind of stuff for decades now. Like, I got a really cynical outlook on society from that whole situation at a very young age. You know, like, that whole thing pissed me off pretty goddamn bad. Not gonna lie. Alright. What is Sneako talking about now? Is this just him talking to more people? Man, no wonder his stuff's dying out. Most of this stuff is just, like, vlogging. How do so many people in New York recognize him when he's fallen off so hard? Do they just know, oh my god, that's the Sneako guy? Or is he just like a local to the area and these are people he knows in real life?
Oh, Lola? Yeah, the mobile jacket.
Yeah. I work at a showroom.
Plug.
StarCraft NYC. I can show you the shit.
I ain't gonna lie, they do.
Plug. What the fuck is doing a song?
You seen that before?
The city.
Yeah, I assume he's just from New York. Sneako's the kind of guy to find out his girlfriend has been cheating on him with all his friends and he'd start gloating because he introduced everyone. That went hard. That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Is that, like, all he has to say about the topic? Bro, talk about the fucking topic of the video. My guy, these stun locks are worse than me. Shit.
Denounce them. They want me to separate completely. They say, finally, you're not doing the Andrew Tate stuff anymore. A lot of men do like it, not to discredit that. Hey, you still friends with Tate? People aren't aware, because I wasn't on YouTube at the time, but there was a big back and forth last year. Disagreements about things happening in the UK and racial supremacy, yada, yada, yada. I publicly disagreed with Andrew Tate. He responded by threatening to end my career. Partially, there's a...
I think a big part of why Sneako jumped off of the Andrew Tate train was the race stuff. Sneako has a pretty substantial black audience. Like, substantial. Like, he might actually, his fan base might be majority black. It's very possible. And on the case of Andrew Tate, he has a white boy Nazi audience, primarily. But Sneako and Tate became really good friends. And then Sneako started, or not Sneako, Tate started escalating the rhetoric. Particularly around race. Which puts Sneako into this situation where Andrew Tate is being openly racist. He's saying the N-word. He's, like, really anti-black openly. And Sneako is trying to, like, launder Tate's reputation to a young audience that has a significant amount of people in it that are black, who do not much like the fact that Andrew Tate is basically giving, you know, the same treatment he gives to women to different minority groups online that they're a part of. And so Sneako ended up in a situation where his own fan base was calling for him to denounce Andrew Tate. Because Andrew Tate's a racist. And that was a big part of how this schism happened. Was that Andrew Tate's a racist, and Sneako, probably a bit racist. I haven't heard him talk much on the topic, but he certainly does not want to disenfranchise, like, possibly half of his audience just on the grounds of race. Not exactly a good move on his part. So he decided it was a good time to get off the Andrew Tate train, and that's probably the only reason there is still a Sneako YouTube channel around today. Who's Sneako? This is a big popular creator who was one of the many suck-ups to Andrew Tate, the famous sex trafficker and Redpill dude bro scammer of young men.
Hints of resentment after doing so much to defend them when they were in jail especially. But overall, I try to focus on the amount of truth and the amount of good that they have done with their influence. Are they perfect? Absolutely not. But having to say that is stupid because nobody is. The whole idea of the red pill is dead. It's over. It was never even clearly defined. People would call you red pill if you were a Christian, if you were a Muslim, if you were speaking about feminism, if you were a manosphere, if you were an atheist in Miami with a sleeve tattoo and botted 500K followers. The red pill became this vague idea loosely attached to any—
Wait, who was he vague posting about there? Is that, was that Fresh and Fit? Is Fresh and Fit in Miami? I swear, I think one of the hosts of Fresh and Fit has a sleeve tattoo, and I think they're in Miami. He was just vague posting about Fresh and Fit there, right? Am I wrong? I barely remember a lot of these, like the red pill meta. Wasn't he good friends with Myron too? I don't think they're friends anymore. Like, that whole red pill sphere broke apart. Like, it was a schism, much like what the whole right is experiencing now, that happened years ago.
Everybody speaking about conspiracy theories and masculinity. It became this niche idea that anybody could latch onto for a hint of clout, very quickly turned into a cesspool of some of the biggest leeches, weirdos, and dorks on the internet. People who preach about being a real man and stand on absolutely nothing except for their fake Instagram following. I used to hold a lot of resentment.
That was you, Sneako. Like, now that you're not part of that anymore, because you jumped off of the sinking ship, does not mean that you making these same criticisms means that you are not also guilty of them. Because ironically, these are all the exact same criticisms the left have been hurling at Sneako for years and years. We all remember when Sneako and Critical had beef, right? Like, let's not pretend like Sneako was driven to the red pill by some altruistic, reasonable ideas. Sneako was always grifting that red pill stuff. It was very obvious. He was always very toxic to people who called it out or tried to correct him as well. And he's a fucking weirdo too. So I've seen people unironically saying like, wow, Sneako is based now? No. No, Sneako is literally saying in this video, he recognizes that the red pill is a sinking ship, that he has jumped off of that ship because he doesn't want to sink along with it. Him choosing not to go down with the red pill ship is not him realizing the red pill is wrong. It's him wanting to guarantee he doesn't go down.
Because I helped a lot of these people who were poor, people who needed defending, people who needed a platform. I was there because I saw a lot of truth in it. At the time, the woke feminism craziness went so far, the red pill was the autocorrection to bring it back into the middle. But the resentment starts when so many of those people that I helped defended all this stuff, they ended up snaking me more than any of the liberals. The people that I'm supposed to be up against ideologically have ended up showing some graciousness, have admitted that they were wrong. While the red pill influencers, they turned on me for a hint of clout because it's not real.
What? Yeah, the left were just reasonable. They were willing to admit they were wrong about me in some ways. Who on the fucking left has admitted they're wrong about you, for starters? Nice attempt at pandering to the other side now by saying, you know, that the other side's more reasonable. Of course we're more reasonable. We've been more reasonable. Nice try, buddy. Flattery's not gonna get you, not gonna make us forget the, like, 8 years, not 8 years, but, like, the last 4 years of your presence online, okay? The real Sneako?
I'd love to see that little soy boy come up here and mess with me. You all know he ain't gonna say anything to my face.
God, hold on. Can I find the actual... We need a reminder of what Sneako is really like. This classic.
Hey Sneako, does this outfit look familiar? This is the same thing I wore last time I took you over my knee and spanked your bottom with some discipline. And I'm happy to report that these are back in stock and a lot more at moistglobal.com. Last time I talked about you, I used you for a merchandise push as well, so might as well stick with tradition. I bet just seeing me in this attire again is just...
Like, to be clear, Sneako is trying very hard to recover from, like, the biggest ass beating, the biggest collective, like, flash mob mass beating a creator has ever received. There has never been someone so unanimously hated and bullied as Sneako. Like, Sneako is truly... Well, okay, maybe not nobody. There's plenty that have been, but Sneako's pretty up there. He's known as the cuties guy, the red pill guy, and also the guy who got absolutely slammed by Moist Critical. Like, he is having to completely rebrand himself in order to recover from this. So don't forget, this is a rebrand in response to how devastatingly his career was destroyed by not just this, but everything around it.
sent you on a full-blown Winter Soldier episode with your eyes rolling into the back of your skull as you're experiencing post-traumatic stress disorder because the first video I made on you offended you to such a high degree that you have not stopped whining since. It's already been 3 months, can you believe that? How time flies. You started shit with me by insulting me and my girlfriend out of nowhere, so naturally I responded by making fun of you in return and showcasing the reasons why I don't respect you. But unfortunately I failed to calculate just how much of a sensitive fucking loser you are, because this hurt your feelings to such a high degree it's become like an Armageddon in your brain. 3 months you have continued to melt down about this. The day after I posted my response, he went on stream and had a huge unhinged tantrum and meltdown about the whole thing, and then he sent some of his viewers over. So I was joking with them, saying like, oh, you guys must have just stopped the cuties watch party over there at Sneako's stream, right? Welcome, cucks, that kind of shit. And it got really under his skin in a big way, so he started dancing around with the gun, and...
Like, this is the kind of shit that Sneako was doing when he was popular. Like, dancing around with, I'm just gonna assume, an airsoft gun. I'm just gonna assume an airsoft gun. Like, you know, he's got his finger on the trigger, like a retard, who's never actually used guns in his life. You know, he's clearly, like, I'm gonna be real. The finger on the trigger thing, the fact he calls it clips, I mean, he could not have embarrassed himself here worse. It's probably an airsoft gun, too. Someone did out that a bunch of Andrew Tate's guns are fake, that they're airsoft guns. Notably, there's one on Andrew Tate's gun wall that he used to have that is definitively can only be an airsoft gun. It just is an airsoft gun. So a bunch of Andrew Tate's, like, guns he has all over his compound that he's always flexing on display are literally just airsoft.
Threatening to come shoot me. So he kept saying, oh, you're in Tampa, right? I'll come see you. Waving his gun around and dancing.
You wanna watch my clips? Watch my clips. Watch my clips. You want me to watch your clips? Watch my clips. These are the only clips I'm watching, you were?
Now the reason he keeps saying watch my clips while threatening me here is because during the stream I couldn't watch him live because he just kept shouting slurs. So I said watch my clips to see what I was saying about you. I had to communicate via Twitch clips. And I'm sorry to be that guy, this is like the grammar police of guns, but he's a fucking imbecile, you absolute buffoon. What you have there is not clips. These are mags. They're mags, not clips, you absolute fucking dummy. The same way that this is also a mag. They're all mags. Stop saying clips, you look fucking stupid here. Anyway, sorry for the...
Yeah, for those that don't know, clips are a thing when it comes to guns, but those are not clips. Clips are a very hyper-specific thing that you might use sometimes, but yeah. That's the iconic clip that everybody jokes about. Sneako never recovered from this. This is Sneako desperately trying to get back on the internet's good graces and make them forget about how embarrassed he's been so that he can go back to being the big Sneako.
Really about masculinity. It's not really about teaching people...
I'm not even in the way, man.
Because it's not really about masculinity and saying what's right. Most of it is insecurity projected into the camera and the mic. He's insecure, jealous.
Good thing he doesn't know anything about that, right?
Clout chasing nobodies filled with hatred and insecurity are some of the worst people I've ever associated with. And it burns me to the core that my Wikipedia and these articles put me in the same category as them. After 3 years, what I came away learning was that
Wikipedia put you in the same categories as them. That's what happened. Really, Sneako. It was Wikipedia that did that? Just... Those Wikipedia writers just hate you, don't they? Not like you made any decisions or spent a literal multi-year-long stint, like, fighting the good fight and weaponizing your audience against anyone who dared criticize the Red Pill. That never happened.
You can't wear your heart on your sleeve in the creator space, especially when it's filled with jealous insecurity, when it smells like fake people. I was too vulnerable.
I like how he really does seem to think the left is gonna, like, welcome him for being, like, an ex-Red Pillar. And doesn't seem to realize that, dog, you waited until years after the Red Pill. Like, you really wanted to see if the Red Pill ship was sinking before you jumped off of it. That's the funniest part. He waited a bit too long for it to not come off as desperate.
Too honest and too trusting with a lot of people that were only associating with me for a hint of clout. And when you realize a lot of those relationships, people were looking at you with envy in their eyes, it can make you resentful and bitter. I'm able to create now because I've let go of all that and I've realized the mistakes I've made. Ultimately, the biggest mistake being part of the Red Pill manosphere wasn't really the ideology. The biggest mistake were being around people who are full of shit. It felt like somebody...
Did the ideology not either indicate to you maybe the people pushing it might be pieces of shit, or did the fact of the people pushing the ideology being pieces of shit, full of shit, not suggest maybe the ideology itself was flawed? Because I feel like you could look at it from either direction, and if you were actually choosing to see things instead of not see things, then you would have noticed, and you would have had a problem with all these things years ago, not just once the Red Pill stopped being profitable conveniently.
First walking into New York City, oh my god, the big city, huh? Get hit by a car, get robbed or mugged. Oh, I'm so...
Dude, imagine if he got truck gooned there.
Drunk and none. I was the coolest guy. Hey, la 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 la. I was wearing a crop top and short shorts in the subway at 2 a.m. Hey, boys. If I were to ever do an apology video, it would be for being associated with these leeches. You don't need to follow this. Red Pill is dead. Follow God. The full version.
He's taken the Christ pill. Wasn't he, is he still, like, Muslim now? Is he still fake Muslim? Or is he now fake Christian? Where is he now? Is he like fake Christian now? YouTuber Sneako is not Christian. He converted to Islam in mid-2023. He was raised Catholic and attended Catholic school, but he has stated he always questioned Christian concepts such as the Trinity and the practice of confession, the concept of strictly monotheistic religion, where one prays directly to a singular God. Allah deeply resonated with him and was a primary reason for his conversion to Islam. Good stuff. Good stuff. Well, you know what they say? When dudes run out of options, they turn to religion. There really is no better, like a self-report that somebody has some really fucked up shit going on in their lives, or that they're like going through it, than someone who did not live as a religious person for many years suddenly discovering religion. That is like the biggest self-report. They're unhappy, and they are now desperately looking for any option whatsoever to try and seek out that happiness and fulfillment. Like, I promise you, one of the biggest red flags is someone who's like in their late 20s to 30s converting to religion. Like, that is the kind of person who is on a really bad path. Believe me. Anyway, with that said, if you ended up enjoying this segment, and you liked hearing about the death of the Red Pill, and a little bit of dunking on Sneako before he fully loses every last shred of relevance and no one even knows his name anymore when it's brought up, then consider leaving a like and a comment down below. Subscribe. Hell, let me know through the comments and the likes that you guys like this topic and maybe you want me to cover it again. Let me know. It really does help a lot. I do appreciate it. Comment Lima Bean down below to let me know you watched this far, all the way to the end, and yeah, I'll heart your comment. Thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you again in the next video.